Hey all, it's Nim, or Nimicry, if you're feeling professional, and welcome to the YouTube video. Now, in anticipation for the new raid that's going to be dropping in Final Fantasy XIV, it's a Nier Automata themed, or Automata themed, or however you want to pronounce it, I decided to do a little video I've never done before. I normally shy away from top 10 or top 5 lists. I think this isn't going to be a top list, but it's 5 tricks that I think every new player in Final Fantasy XIV should know. Stand by for Nimpact in 3, 2, 1. Number 1. Follow the breadcrumbs. Alright, now that I'm in proper bartending attire, the video can begin proper. And of course, like the panel said before I started talking in this dapper attire, follow the breadcrumbs. That's the first tip. Now, unlike other MMORPGs, story in this matters. It matters a whole lot. Everything that you would want to do is gated behind the main story questline. If you want to do dungeons, that's the main story questline. If you want to get mounts, main story questline. You want to unlock your NPC faction that advances the story and gives you other bonuses, main story questline. You want to do trials, which are 4 or 8 man player instances designed to fight one-shot bosses, basically the iconic summons in Final Fantasy series, such as Shiva, Ifrit, Titan. Main story questline. So do the questline, follow the breadcrumbs. You can always tell if it's a main story questline if it's got that little fire symbol around it. That'll always tell that. So follow the breadcrumbs and continue on your path to success. Number 2. Logs, logs, logs. Alright, now for the second tip. Logs, logs, logs. Alright, there are 3 logs we're going to focus on. Hunting log, crafting, gathering, and challenge log. Now the hunting log is unlocked very early in the game after your level 5 class quest. You'll get a quest to do it. Do the quest, and what it'll do is it'll unlock a series of targets for you. You can always tell if it's a target for the class that you have if it's got that little circle over it. And you can see where stuff is and what you need to get and the reward it'll give you if you go to your hunting log. As you can see, Gladiator is not done completely, but Pugilist is. So I can go get these guys, but I'm going to keep them around here for a little while in case I need them for another video. And that's essentially the hunting log. A one-time experience bonus for each mark, and then when you complete each tier, you get a much larger chunk of experience. It's great if you're like, man, I'm only like 100,000 away from getting that next level, and push. So that's pretty wonderful. I recommend that, doing that entirely, and it's often overlooked. Then we go down to our crafting gathering logs. So there's our crafting log, our gathering log, as opposed to the hunting log. These are essentially record-keeping logs of what did I craft, where did I find it. That's it. That's all that is. These are useful for completionists and achievement trackers. Also, the crafting log will give you all of the recipes. If you have a little check by it, that means you've made it. If you don't, let's pick one I know I haven't made. I haven't made a hard silver foil. So there's no check, that means I haven't made it. When you first make something or find something, you get an experience bonus. So that's good to keep in mind. Also, when you make something or find something, if it's high quality, you also get an experience bonus. And here's the thing, they stack, so if you make something, find something, and it's the first time, you get a huge, like I'm talking 500-600% experience bonus increase. So just keep that in mind, that's there. Alright, and down to the final log, and this one's the most important, is the challenge log. Now the challenge log resets every week, and this is essentially a game-spanning activity track. So let's say you really like dungeons. Oh, okay, well, complete 3 dungeons via the duty roulette. And at my level 67 paladin, which I have right now, it's my class, I gain, 1.2 million experience and 1,000 gil. If I complete 5 dungeons, I get a certain amount, and that scales based on your level. The gil does not. The gil always remains the same, and I can complete a bunch of dungeons. Now, let's say I happen to complete 5 dungeons. Go down to complete, or 5 challenges, I should say. Then every 5 challenges, up to 20, I get 10,000 gil. That's very good early in the game to get that gil. It'll help you build up a nest egg so that you're not like, oh my god, I can't afford to repair my gear. So that happened to me. So avoid that. Do my bidding, minions. Alright, tip 3. Do my bidding, minions. Now, you may want to channel your inner warlord, and I always recommend it. So after a certain story quest, I'm not going to tell you which one because I don't want to reveal any plot, spoilers and such, you gain the ability to get retainers. Think of retainers as minions that can equip gear that you can equip. So that means that you do have to have the job or class unlocked, and you have to be a high enough level to equip the item. They can never out-level you in that. You then send them out on missions of varying lengths, and they bring back rewards. You pay them adventures, which are displayed here. So let's do one right now. Here, get back here. Let's see what Reset F needs. So let's view the venture report. It's complete. As you can see, he gained a certain amount of experience. He leveled up, which is great. He brought back 6 Algan silver pieces, 1 raw diamond. We're going to reassign him. Boom, there he goes back, and he'll be done in 18 hours. So he's back. Now, there is one other, you can make, a retainer can be almost any class in the game. I think there are a few things they can't be. I'm not familiar with specifics on that. I do know that I use mine for gathering, and I have one other one, which is very important. This is one of the reasons why you may want to think about getting extra retainers, which can be got through the Mog Station, is that you need one to sell things on the market board, the in-game auction house. So let's see if I got any gil. I don't have any gil waiting there, but let's see what he's selling. So, sell items on inventory market. So it looks like we're selling Gray Skipper, Cloud Mushroom, Wind Widow, and Kingcraft Demi Materia. So, always be sure that if you send a retainer out on an adventure, meaning if you send them out to explore, or if you send them out to fight, they can't sell things for you in the market board. So keep that in mind. Number 4, Kevat Emptor, or let the buyer beware. All right, so tip 4, Kevat Emptor. Now, Kevat Emptor means let the buyer beware. I may be pronouncing that wrong, as, forgive me, Latin's a dead language, and anyone who tells me, oh, it's actually pronounced this way, has never been around someone who's a native Latin speaker. So we'll put the pedantics aside. I know normally I like to engage the pedantics, but Kevat Emptor. So what that means is do not buy anything off the market board. If you're new here, do not buy anything off the market board. I don't know, I want to make sure that you look at me. Do not buy anything off the market board. Because what's going to happen is, so let's take a look here, right? I'm curious. I spelled that wrong. Let's look down here for Ray. Let's go into food. We'll check out food ingredients. Meals. Here we go. So let's go all the way down here to something that's very cheap. Purple carrot juice, right? I can buy that for 3,000 gil from a vendor. An NPC vendor. I think it's like 3,300 per serving. Here on the market board, the cheapest I can get it, 8,000. Now it's high quality, so okay, that's a little better. You can't buy high quality, so let's that's not a direct comparison. So the cheapest I can buy it, 88.98. So 8,898 gil. When if I go over here, so let's go prove my point real quick. And I'm sure I don't need to, but this is something to keep in mind, is that people will often try to exploit new players or people who are unfamiliar with the systems by buying things from NPC merchants and trying to resell them at a higher price. You'd be amazed at how often people fall for this. So we look at purple carrot juice, right where it was, 3,359 gil. So you're spending roughly 5,500 more gil if I buy it from the market board. I think that proves my point. Now, the only thing I will say with the market board is ask your free company first. I'll get to that as the last tip with your free company, but don't buy things off the market board. Sell things on the market board, especially if you're new. You sell your high quality stuff, you sell really just your high quality stuff. Everything else you can just vendor trash, it's fine. Believe me, you will eventually get more gil. Number 5, it's better with a meal and friends. Alright, so the last tip, it's better with friends and a meal. Most things are gained if you share them with people. After all, happiness never runs out by being shared. Somebody profound said that. It wasn't me, and I'm definitely not taking quote. If you know who it is, drop it in the comments below. But let's say this. So the free company, what makes it better? First, free company have things called company actions. Company actions are buffs that you get from your free company that provide various effects. So for me, the two that we always usually have active is heat of battle. Experience earned through battle is increased, and meat food effect duration is increased. So what that means is I gain I gain a little bit more experience every battle, and I know I gain a 15-minute increase on my food. So what would normally, let's go to my bags, what would normally be, let's say, 30 minutes is actually 40 minutes. So it's a 10-minute thing. So that's something there. Now, you may ask, Tim, why did you just eat that food? You're not getting ready to run anything. This is important. We look at it, we see that the meal benefits, experience, plus 3%, and then some stats. The stats change regardless. But every food, from the cheapest handful of raisins, which you can buy for roughly 9 gil each, which I recommend you do at your starting level. You walk around with a handful of raisins, all the way up to the highest, best quality raid food will always give you 3% experience. So if you don't need it for specific stats, then I recommend that you just eat raisins, or the equivalent of raisins for your class. If you're a tank, maybe get a little bit extra vitality or a little extra tenacity. Or if you're a DPS, maybe something with one more critical hit or something equivalent. But the important thing is that with your free company, you can always find a free company that have different buffs, and the food is universal. In this video, we've gone over 5 tips that every new player I think should know, whether it be from follow the breadcrumbs, logs, do my bidding minions, Kvat Emptor, and of course, it's always better with a meal and friends. And those refer to different things that I think encapsulate the spirit of Final Fantasy. Of course, if you're familiar with Final Fantasy and somehow you decided to watch this and sit through it, 1, thank you. 2, tell me if you think there's something more important that I might have missed. Because, hey, who knows? It's all kind of opinion at this point. That being said, folks, the links to my social media and the Twitch streaming are down below. I absolutely recommend that you check those out. I hope that you enjoyed the video. It would be great if you dropped a subscription and or a like. So we'll go from there. So keep gaming and enjoy life.